I'm just gonna say hello, Patty Farmer, the networking CEO, and she also is doing your Blog Talk Radio. I want to welcome you back to the show, and thank you for coming. So we do.
No problem.
By the way, we have the Blog Talk. I'm simulcasting. I've been experimenting this because you do the Blog Talk, right?
Right.
Okay. And so you got me, and I had another guest that did it. So what I'm doing is simulcasting to where it's playing both on Blog Talk and you're getting the video.
That would be called multitasking as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
And then so maybe people will call in. I've got it in front of me so that if you call in and ask Patty a question, we'll put you on the line and you can ask her. And that number is 214. And you don't have to be on Blog Talk to do this. You can call us at 214-628-6028. The number's up on the screen. And, of course, you can join us at Twitter at our Celebrity U Radio. Travis Blythe is not in today, and he is our Twitter guy, and so we're not doing the Twitter meetup. So really the only way to get to interact with us today is to call into the show.
So that would mean call. That would mean call in today.
214-628-6028. Shelley, are you out there anyway? I was talking, and Patty knows who I'm talking about because Patty knows everyone.
Well, I don't know if I know everybody, but I just figure I don't know everybody yet. Right?
Well, and you don't talk to strangers. I thought that was a really...
I do talk to strangers.
Oh, you do talk to strangers. That's right.
Actually Shelley Rice. That's her actual saying, and she actually had this shirt made for me that says, I talk to strangers, and it was a gift for me and stuff, and I really love that. I talk to strangers. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Because a stranger is just a connection that you haven't made yet.
And by the way, after you've been watching the show, because you may not be watching it live, but you go to www.celebrityuradio.tv. We'll have all the guest contact info, and I keep that there. So if there's been any guests on the show that you want to get a hold of, I have that information there. Okay, right. Shelley is a great person, and she's doing the Chocolate Blues,
which is January 13th.
That's going to be next week. Let's give
next
her
Thursday.
A plug.
There's a plug, Shelley. Yes, 1 week from today.
And that's out there at Plano. And
She's
this her third one. Her first one this year.
It's her third one here, but she did Fort Worth in November. She did Houston last month or the month before, which really rocked. And so, yeah, she's like in 23 cities, and I have it on very good authority that she's going to be doing at least that many new cities next year. So,
are you kidding?
Yeah. So she's definitely.
And she's going to come back to bring it back to Texas because it is very people really like it. Are we
Texas
done?
Rocks. Texas rocks.
Oh, she likes it.
Oh, she loves Texas.
Okay.
She loves Texas, and we're here in Texas. So
and then you do a blog talk show on that. You do Tuesdays
with her.
At 2.
Tuesdays at 2. It is an online networking party. Online Tuesdays at 2. So we do that on Facebook, and that's 2:00 Central Standard Time. We also are rolling out in 2 weeks a blog talk radio show that's just going to be about that, and we now have a new Twitter account at Tuesdays at 2.
Yeah, I noticed
and
that.
2 is TWO, not the number 2, so Tuesdays at 2.
I think it's so cute.
It is so fun, and we are going to be doing some really great things that are going to be coming out with that, and that's myself as a host, Shelley Rice, and Darlene Willman, who is the owner of Accomplished Radio and Accomplished Magazine. So us three together.
So I'm meeting all these people from Blog Talk,
and they're coming, and Darlene's even coming in for the Chocolate Blues, so you'll get to meet her too. She's gonna be there, and so.
It's kind of nice.
I guess I won't plug myself.
It's kind of it's kind of nice. Well, you've got to plug yourself.
Well, I was going to tell you that on Accomplished Magazine, I actually am on the cover of this one.
Yes, that's right. And and you're on there with the other fellow that won America's.
Ken Rochon. He's the America's most influential business connector, and I won the Dallas Best Business Connector.
Next year maybe it's going to be America's for you, because I'll tell you what, it's
also so sweet.
Well, you know what, you're easy to talk to and get to know, and you do know a heck of a lot of people. I thought I knew, but as I've gotten to know you, if I say I need something, she goes, I got the person right for you. And everyone is so nice that she refers me to. And so she has the Hot Pink Mamas, which is a networking group here in Dallas, hpmdallas.com. And so when we're talking about the networking here, there's several groups and things that people do, and that's one thing I'd like to start a little bit off with. I know that last year, of course, I'm all over the place when I go. They got the meetups, got everything. So you see all this,
Exactly.
and what's near your home. And I happen to live near downtown, so I tend to go with the things that are close to home.
But we're getting her to expand a little now.
Well, but you've got a Park Cities Uptown chapter.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm attending that, but the thing is that and we've talked about this before. Her particular group, it has a lot of benefits because you've got how many in Dallas? 12.
We have 12 here in Dallas
Different
right now,
chapters all over,
and we're expanding into Houston, San Antonio, and Austin in the first quarter.
And you can tap anybody in the network because you have a list and directory of everyone, so you don't necessarily have to physically go there, but you should, and you can if you're not in conflict. And then she has a good deal on benefits on printed materials and other things, and she does so much networking. What she does is she networks for you in a way and gets the buzz out there for you. So you do a lot more than just go up there and go, okay, this week everybody talk 30 seconds and that's it.
Well, I really truly think that networking has evolved because, networking's been around a long time. And in the very beginning, people just had lunch or breakfast and passed business cards. And we all know that doesn't work anymore. So, just like everything else, with the social media and all the different things right now, there's so many other tools. And also, I really think that there's so many great, we have some great networking here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Lots of great groups. And really, people who truly understand networking realize that, you're going to meet people in all different groups and all over the city and all over. And that's what really networking is about, and all over the nation, really.
Then why don't you tell us a little bit? You were going to share with everyone about looking at their goals for the year and about networking, and so now you take someone like me that, and I'm going to assume that that we're going to kind of be talking to people, I guess, that have been networking, or maybe they're starting. Maybe you can look at it two ways. So how do we plan our networking? Just like we're going to do our marketing plan, our networking plan for the year. Networking plan.
Well, there's a couple of things that are really exciting about the new year that I think. And the first is it's an opportunity to reconnect with the people that maybe you did a lot of networking last year, but you weren't really good about following up. And we all know that, just like real estate's about location, networking's all about follow up. So say you weren't really good about that last year, this is a great opportunity to be able to connect to these people, and, it's the new year. So it's a great opportunity to go back to all those people and say, hey, I want to reconnect. What are your new goals for this year? How can I help you? So I would say that's something that people should really do right there, because you've already put in the time. You've already done that.
I've got a sea of business cards.
Yes, you did share that with me.
Yeah, I think we even talked about me getting one of those scanners that did it. But, it does feel anxious just to call up somebody, even though somebody did call me, which I thought was interesting.
Well, you do know that it doesn't make any difference what you do. At some point in time, somebody has to pick up the telephone. Because, it's not like, going to networking groups and never picking up the phone is. So if you're afraid to pick up the telephone and you think, oh, I'm just going to go to networking groups and that's going to do it for me, I'm going to tell you right now.
I don't know if it's afraid, it's just getting in that mood, or I feel bad that I haven't contacted
No, it's
them.
afraid. You can people can call it what they want. It's afraid.
Fear. But I got two calls yesterday, and one from somebody I'd met at Hot Pink Mamas. It was just following up.
That.
Yeah, that had just been following up. You're
going to get another call too, because I gave a referral.
Yes. Yes. I got that call. It's in my voicemail.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Show day, I tend not to be available. That's why when you called me this morning, I went, hello. Because I got my mind focused. But
focusing is good. That's another goal for this year. I think people need to realize that if you do one thing this year, it's focus. I think a lot of times people try to be all over the board, because I think that old school networking is like, get your name up everywhere, throw everything up against the wall and hope something sticks. I think now people have learned that, you could spend a lot of time doing that, or you could actually sharpen, get more focused and do it correctly.
Well,
so
I've heard people say, that, they don't do the, they don't do one-on-ones with everybody. And then I've heard other people say you should always do a one-on-one with somebody, no matter if you don't think that you have anything in common. And in a way, it's kind of borne out that I've done some one-on-ones with people, and that's what it's called when you meet them later and you discuss and talk. and see what you might, referrals you might share or have in common, is that I've been blown away sometimes when I do one of those meetings and it's somebody that's like a kindred spirit.
Well, and not only
know?
that, but really honestly, like I tell people all the time, my personal thing is to do enough one-on-ones with you until I can give you business. So sometimes that may be one visit, and sometimes that may
Okay.
be three. So that's kind of really where I feel. I have.
So don't feel bad if you can
Oh, no.
immediately come up
However, as you get better at networking and you get a little bit more effective at it, I think that you can do a lot of that screening process over the phone too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have one-on-ones with everybody, but really we only have so much time, right? So a lot of that can be done over the phone before you get to that one-on-one. You can kind of set that stage. You know, and I think that the most important thing is to decide right up front what's your goal. Because really, honestly, sometimes, you know, one person comes in with this agenda and another person comes in with this agenda, and then when you walk away and you think that that really wasn't very effective, maybe it's because the agenda wasn't correct. So if you set the stage first for what
And
the
how
agenda
would you-
actually is.
How would you suggest they do this?
Well, I have a couple things that I do myself.
Okay.
Um,
And these
one-
are, and this is key. Now, remember, get a pen, write this down.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I think that people need to remember in networking is that input equals output, just like anything else, right? So what you put in, you're going to get out. So if you do it right, or, you know, a little bit more, you know, you'll get to be a little bit more effective. So what I do when I'm doing mine is, first of all, confirm. Because what a lot of people I say here, they say, not in Hot Pink Mamas because I teach this, but I have heard people say, okay, well, they didn't show up, they were late. This is a professional meeting. Would you show up late to, you know, an appointment with somebody that you could possibly do business with? So I think people need to take it seriously. So what I do is I confirm my meetings first up front. The second thing that I do is I actually contact them when I'm emailing them to confirm it. I actually ask them, what are you looking for? What is a good referral for you? And what is somebody that you would like to be introduced to? And I do that so that by the time I meet them, I already have a chance to go through my database so that when I am there, I'm already doing that versus going there and then hearing them tell me what they want and then saying, oh, okay, well, I'll go back and look at my database and I'll get back with you. You know what I mean? This way you can actually do it.
Because you can only hold so many people in your mind, and so you might meet with somebody, and it's not like, you know, I know that I did have a meeting that I didn't think I had anyone for, and then all of a sudden I'm laying in bed watching something and I thought of this person, and I thought, you know, I could refer that to so-and-so.
Well, I think a lot of that too is you have to, if you're thinking about just what is this going to do for me, well, for sure, of course, that's not. But a lot of times I tell people when you go to networking groups or you go visit, or I mean, we're always networking. It doesn't matter whether you're networking at the country club, you're networking at the grocery store.
That's true.
Right, you're always networking. So as long as people understand that it's a mindset, networking is a mindset, not necessarily a place that you go. So if you think that and you know, then you always should be top of mind and thinking about who you can do business with. So whenever somebody is talking about something, here's an example. You're sitting getting a pedicure. The person next to you is like, oh, I'm really glad that I'm really having this pedicure. You know, I really love this chair that's massaging my back because I just got done was in a car accident last week and it's really, my back's kind of hurting. Okay. She just asked you for a referral for a chiropractor. She may not know she asked you for a referral for a chiropractor, but she just did. So maybe that's what she's looking for. She might already have one, but, people tell you what they are looking for. You're just offering solutions. You're just trying to help them. And if you do it in the way that that's what you're doing, you can help people all the time. My goal every single day is to pass out 5 business cards that are not mine.
I love that. I think it's so cool.
So if you think about that, instead of thinking, oh, who can I tell about me, well, of course you're not going to be as effective.
Yeah. So you feel like that, so many, you may know 3 or 4, you've got all these different groups, so you may know 4 or 5, but because they're different, or even 12.
Oh, I refer people to people that are in all kinds of networking things. They know even
No, but I mean from different that you know. And so,
absolutely.
So when do you decide? Then do you do it by location, or do you kind of think about the personalities?
Well, sometimes I give them all of them. Like I just had a one-on-one with somebody who did medical billing, and she kind of told me what she was looking for. And by the time we were done with our one-on-one, she's like, Patty, I just can't write this stuff down as fast as you're telling me. And she left with like 13 people to contact next. I said, these are the 13 people, and these are 5 ideas. Have you ever thought about doing these? And she was like, oh, Patty, that's really, really great. So I think that you have to I hate using the phrase think outside the box because I think it's overused. But with that said, you really need to just think out of the norm of what everybody else is doing, because what you want to do is something that everybody else isn't doing.
Well, we've talked on earlier shows about how the actual organization of your materials, and I inspire you to go back and look at some of those archives because she's been on, and it would be at the at our at celebrityuradio.tv, the access to watching the old ones, because you've got.